Hello, and welcome to episode 4 of Worlds of Wonder. And wow, it's been a while. And this is probably this is the biggest gap between the episodes yet. I wish there was a good reason for that. It's mainly just because I've had other things to do. I haven't wanted to do this episode immediately. So yeah, to be honest, it's been done and ready to go for about 2-3 weeks. Oh, well, since whenever the last one was, it's been done and ready to go. I've got other projects on, and I thought, I'll give you all a little break from Worlds of Wonder for one or two videos. But no, we're back, and wow, okay, right, buckle in. A lot is going to get done in this episode. This should hopefully be not either the penultimate or whatever comes before penultimate episode for the Twilight District, because I've now limited myself to around 5 or 6 episodes per area. I'm doing this in an effort just to keep the series moving, because I don't want to get stuck on one area for 20 episodes. That's boring. And as such, I'm gonna just lock in. This area is gonna be done, and it's gonna be done in the next 1 or 2 episodes, and then we can move on. We can finally leave the Twilight District and go on to whatever comes next. I've picked around 5 episodes because I think if I actually manage my time well, it'll be easy to do a whole area in 5 episodes. I say that as someone who has not touched the next areas yet, and they are all bigger in scale than the Twilight District is. It'll be fine, probably. Anyway, cracking on with whatever's happening on the screen. For the start of things, you may remember last episode, all those weeks ago, it was called HRPS, and I promised that the next episode would be the title of that episode would be the unshortened version of HRPS, and it is. Look at that, I stuck to it. Yeah, it stands for HushRush Postal Service, which is the name of this coaster. And when I said I don't think any other coaster in the world has a theme quite like this one, I meant it. Tell me now, can you name a single Postal Service themed roller coaster? The answer is probably yes, because I've probably forgotten about one. But as far as I can remember right now, no one's done a Postal Service coaster yet. But you know what, it's nice to be the first. And in line with that, we're seeing now that theme come to life as a bunch of details go in around the ride's entrance. Currently, I don't really know what this building's meant to be, to be honest. It's got chimneys as if it were a factory. But it's not. It's a post office. I don't know. It's a big post office with shit. Sorry, that's the most redundant statement of my life. It was a big post office with chimneys. Yeah, I just said that. But there is no other way to really describe it. It's meant to look a bit like a factory, but I don't know what they're producing. But the point is, the HushRush Postal Service delivers post, obviously, to the residents of the Twilight District using their revolutionary technology of motorbikes. I know, that far-fetched, unrealistic technology of motorbikes. And that's what you're doing on this coaster. In order to kind of win some favour with the locals and get them to accept you, you're making yourself useful by embarking on a postal run. Can you tell? Can you tell this theme isn't too thought out? I don't know. Like I say, it's an idea for a coaster I've wanted to do for a while. A postal service in a dark, sleepy. No, I said sleepy town again. I hate the term sleepy town now. But in a dark-ish sleepy town like this, being part of the postal service, this must sound so stupid to anyone who, just anyone actually. But I promise you, it made sense when I was doing it, alright? And a big part of bringing this theme to life was something I've been meaning to do for ages, and I've been putting off because it's a miserable task, and that is enclosing all of the buildings. So, obviously we've had the street sections, but we've never had anything behind them. It's always just been big grassy field. Not anymore! They are all enclosed now, and it's lovely and dark and ready to be themed up in the next episode. And if you want a word of advice from me, if you ever plan to build something like this, never work on a roof that isn't a 90-degree angle. Miserable experience trying to patch up all the roof without working at a 90-degree angle. You're going to see it's messy, it's ugly, it's not my finest work. But it works in the end. It's the best I could do with what I had. And you know what? No one's going to look up there. Do not go and look up there. I'm watching you. Stop going. Get down from up there. But no, in all seriousness, I'll probably put like air conditioning units up there, I guess. I don't know. Either that or they'll just remain blank roofs that you're never actually going to see when you're in the park. Or, well, like I say, I could add air conditioning, because I don't even know where I stand on realism in my parks. Like, I'll build, transfer tracks and storage bays and maintenance sheds and all that, but then I won't build, like, backstage areas. Because, to be honest, I don't want to. I find, backstage areas are just very, very boring to build, because they're just big, ugly building next to big, uglier building. Yeah, no, it's not for me. But then, for whatever reason, I do spend time building, I can't think of a good example now, but some other kind of unnecessary realism that adds nothing gameplay-wise. I don't know where I stand on it. I just build whatever I feel like building, and if it happens to be realistic, great! Hello there, you joined me for a really... Actually, we're not even rare at this point. I think this is... Was it last episode we had one of these? I don't remember. But you joined me for another mid-time-lapse reel section, because I have something very important to announce. I am an idiot. I know, if you couldn't already tell from just everything, I'm a slight idiot. So, let me set the scene. I was sat here building these, like, enclosing these rooms. I was wondering, why is it so bright in here? I thought one of the big new features of Planet Coaster 2 was that the enclosed buildings would be dark. And it is one of the big new features of Planet Coaster 2. So I was sat there wondering, why is this room so bright? Why can I see everything? The whole time I've been playing Planet Coaster 2 on PC, I've had global illumination and ambient occlusion off. And those, and I'm not going to put them on the max because my PC cannot handle it. But if I put these on, you'll notice it suddenly gets... Hang on, wait, if I need to leave and re-enter the room. Look at that. That's what I wanted. It's properly, like, dark in here now. I would show you it on the maximum, but in my opinion, it looks worse because for some reason you can see more on the maximum. And also, it makes the game run at anything less than 60 FPS, which is obviously unacceptable. Cannot do that. Anyway, with this newfound discovery, you now get to watch me go through everywhere and realise it's all very dark now. Oh, hang on, what am I doing? Did I turn the setting back on or off? Who knows? But, yeah, I realised that this room is very dark. Which, actually, well, it works in my favour because, obviously, it hides a lot of stuff. It's very easy to be lazy now, because I can just hide a lot of, like, unthemed areas in darkness. But I saw an opportunity with this room. I can put in themed lighting, where the colours are, what am I looking... I forgot the word I'm looking for now. Where the colours align with, like, the area that it's hinting at. I think it's quite a cool inclusion, and it makes this room look a lot more interesting than just plain white lights. But moving on to something that I love, I love how this has come out. I'm so glad I realised I didn't have the setting on, because, this all just looked miserable before. Oh, it's like 4 steps higher now. Look how, you're going to see in a minute when I add these lanterns to the rest of the corridor, but already, look at that. Oh no, do not look at this. This is ugly torch building, and now we're just sat in darkness. What am I doing? There we go. But you'll see in a minute when I add the lanterns properly into all the rooms, it is so much more like atmospheric in there. Because previously when it was all just permanently, what was that? Sorry, I knocked something over. That distracted me again. Yeah, here we go. But when it was previously all just like perfectly lit up and you could see everything, that's boring. Oh, it's good. I mean, even just looking at that, obviously it looks ugly with the torch on, but you'll see it properly in the real-time section. There's so much more like atmosphere in like this queue now, and I'm really happy with how it's come out. It's transformed it from a bit of a bland, empty corridor to less bland, less empty corridor. Because, well, once again, I can hide most of the unthemed stuff in the darkness. But moving on, speaking of the real-time section, I think this is a great time to jump ahead to that. So I shall see you in the real-time section. And here we are, once again, outside the park, for this real-time section, and immediately, as we come in, just look at this, like, oh, it's so much better. Oh, I'm so glad I found out about that setting, because, wow. It's just transformed this whole room. I love you can't even see like, well, you can kind of see them, and I think that's better than being able to fully see them or not see them at all. But you can only just see the theming pieces up there, and I think that adds to it loads. And oh, it's just incredible. But that's not what we're focused on. As nice as this is, we've got other things to go to, so let's go to them. Because here we are, down at the end of this street, which is currently lacking all details, but we'll get there when we get there, as we make our way towards HushRush Postal Service, which is, of course, this insane, most launches in the world bike and sidecar coaster. I'm looking here thinking it's going to come over. It's not coming over here ever, is it? That would just be typical. But that's not important, because let's enter the queue line. And as we make our way in, immediately, just look at this. Okay, it's a lot brighter in here than I remember it being, because I had a second row of lights. But yeah, just look at this. It's so much more atmospheric. It's I love it in here. The first bits of theming are starting to like come together, but the theming is next episode's problem. I'll get there once again. I'll get there when I get there. But yeah, we've got this first bits of theming here. The fast track queue goes over there down the express delivery line, and then but if you're in the main queue, you're going to the sorting rooms. I hate to break it to you. As we make our way down here, I'll probably do some more decoration around here because it's a bit bare bones at the moment. But yeah, we've got some doors that lead to somewhere mysterious, and then this quite dark, quite ominous tunnel, which leads you towards this room, which I'm quite proud of. I do love this room because look at this. This effect came out exactly how I wanted it to. And annoyingly, I don't think I recorded the building of this. Unless, oh, hello. Hang on a minute. Here comes the coaster. Whee! Which is another effect I love. Because like, apart from the red warning lights up there, you can't even tell the coaster's there. It just looks like a big flat wall. And then it illuminates and it rolls past. And oh, it's incredible. But yeah, sadly, I think I either forgot to film it or the footage of me building this got lost. But yeah, just look at this. This is a really cool effect I wanted to build, of just having these like constantly cycling packages, just like going through the room, and it gives you something to look at while you're sat in this bit of the queue. It gives you something to look at because they're constantly just cycling through. I'm sure a less lazy person than me. Hang on, wait, is that the coaster? Hold. I hear a lot of noises, none of which is the coaster. Sorry, where was I? A less lazy person than me would have it be loads of different kinds of boxes. And I'll probably come back in a second. There it is. Okay, I caught it that time. There it is. Yeah, but I might go back to it at some point and like add some variety to what parcels come through. But for now, this gives you just a rough idea of what the effect looks like. And you know, I think it's really cool. And then from here, I haven't really done much theming. It's mainly just lighting at the moment. But I want this room to be quite dark compared to the other ones, because I don't really know what this room's going to be. It's going to be a much darker room, and then if we sit here, watch this. Here we go. Because this is the cool effect. Look, you get to see the train go overhead, over the room. I don't know, I think that it looks quite cool. It looks cool when there's more, of course, there's more detailing in here. But yeah, like I said a million times, next episode we'll see a lot of theming happening. And then you'll come through this little tunnel bit, into this final room. There'll be one little theming piece there. You'll come through into here, which is like I'll hide the lights. Don't worry, these are just temporary working lights. But yeah, you'll come here. You'll pass by the fast track queue as you make your way up and into the station. And I might as well, while I'm here, seize the opportunity to show off how this effect works. Actually, wait, hang on. I'll give you 5 seconds to guess. Okay, that was not 5 seconds, but it's too late now because under the ground here we have an Omni Mover dark ride, which I've called Bell. Oh. And that, hello. What are you doing here? Look at that. How can I forget that? Sorry, where was I? But yeah, we have an Omni Mover dark ride under there, and each car has a box attached to the top of it. Exactly why they're all exactly the same box at the moment, because I didn't want to... Because otherwise I'd have to go like one by one, adding the box to each individual car, and it would take so long. I'll get there when I get there. But then that runs out here through the back in this room you can't enter. Yeah, I think it's a really cool feature. Obviously, it looks a bit funny when it comes through the block here, because obviously this isn't an actual tunnel, it just comes through a black square. But I'll fix that with some smoke. Smoke fixes everything, so we'll be fine. But yeah, that's just a look into how that effect works. And honestly, like I say, I'm very proud of the fact. I think it's come out perfectly, and it looks really cool. Anyway, oof. God, this blinded me then, wow. Anyway, I believe... Oh, no, hang on, wait, no, it isn't. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. I haven't even shown off the majority of, like, what the time was spent on enclosing the rooms. Look at this. It's so grey now. Yeah, as you can see, if we head into any of these, you can see they are fully enclosed and dark and perfect. This is, like, exactly how I wanted it to look. I will turn on the torch just so we can see what we're doing. It is mainly still grass in here. I'll get there. I'll get there when I get there. Trying to, like, wrap the flooring around this is going to be a nightmare. Unless I keep this one room as grass and have this be sort of an outdoor section. Hello, end of day report. Have this be an outdoor section. But I don't know. I'll get there when I get there. That's a hurdle I'll jump over when I have to jump over. Sorry, I didn't have a good thing there. This big ominous square here. Once again, I'll get there when I get there. That's something going here. And then another thing I want to do actually is... Oh, hello. That is not the button I wanted to press. Is obviously, since the last episode, this brand new tab has appeared down here, the entertainment tab, which of course has seen arcades and eventually parades. Oh, it's not that they're hiding the fact that parades are coming. Which will see those get added to the game. And I have a plan for this central section here. Originally, it was going to be a bit like a big open plaza, but I think it'd be really cool to have sort of like a little market here. We can pick up a bunch of food, play a bunch of games, just have a little seating section. And thanks to arcades now, I've actually not touched them. Like since they came out, I have not touched the arcade machines at all because I've just been so focused on enclosing the buildings. But I think this could be a job for next episode, just as a nice break from all the work on HushRush Postal Service I'm doing. Just build some like midway games down here because I think that could be a fun addition to the market. You know, you can play some games, have a sit down. And, of course, well, watch the coaster fly overhead and head down to each of the areas down this way. I think it'll be a really cool feature. Either way, thank you for watching. This has been the, hopefully, penultimate... no, that doesn't work twice. The episode before the penultimate episode for this area. Thank you, and goodbye!